Virgo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late September 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Virgo collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guides and spirit team, talk to me about these beautiful Virgos in late September. We just moved on out of Virgo season. What energies, messages, insights can we pull for our good friends? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you might want to lean into, which is always very intriguing. Got a little frog in my throat there real quick, but let's keep it pushing. What do we got for Virgo? First card, please, and thank you. What do we have for my good friends? The deck is being pretty specific. There it is. Thank you so much. All right, so this card to me is usually extremely positive. We have this lady with the golden thread. She's behind a sewing machine. I love her hairdo. I love her haircut. I think it's super unique. And to me, this is an extremely creative type of card that shows a lot of potential, especially the fact that she has the golden thread. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the September subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about our beautiful friend here with that awesome hairdo. So again, we see her. She's holding that golden thread, and in front of her is a sewing machine with a rainbow coming out of it. And to me, this is a very imaginative, kind of whimsical type of energy I'm picking up here. So this is good, regardless of the situations you might be going through. Yeah, I mean, there could be a rough side to this type of energy where you might just be in your mind a little more than usual. But that could be really turned for a positive depending on what you're going through, of course. Because to me, this is just imaginative and creative juices flowing here when this type of energy is in the mix. So creating energy, throwing your craftsmanship, your handiwork into things is highly favored when this card is here, because to me it's an energy of creation. It's an energy of manifestation. So any sort of creative endeavor, whether it's for fun, whether it's to blow off steam, for some of you it could even be a business thing, is highly favored here. So I like it. To me, again, it feels whimsical and creative. But yeah, again, some of you might just be in the mind a little bit, little imagination, daydreaming type of stuff. But let's get into tarot now. I always say that first card there doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's shuffle it up one time here for my beautiful Virgo friends. My gods, talk to me. What's happening for the Virgo collective? And yeah, while we shuffle this deck up and get it ready to rock, let's talk about last week's reading. I was feeling a really strong magnetic pull coming towards your Virgo. The reading was titled Here They Come, and there were multiple individuals showing up, and to me it just felt like Virgo energy was just like bringing things towards it, which makes sense when we have this manifestation creative type of energy here as well, because that does connect to the magnetism. Like you could really be creating some big things. But the big vibe I was picking up last week was that of pulling more people towards you, whether you're trying to or whether you're not. So that could still persist for a few weeks. But let's see what we have for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's get it going. 3 cards from my beautiful Virgo friends. What's happening in late September? And I really hope you all had a very happy birthday. Okay, Queen of Swords, position number 1. That is a no BS, no nonsense type of vibe to lead us off. Okay, so whether this is another person, again, like last week's reading, we're getting all these court cards, all these people, and we're starting off that way again. Let's get a couple more. What do we have for Virgo? You know, I was seeing that in Capricorn this week as well. There were a lot of court cards. Okay, we got the 3 of Cups, more people. Okay, so this energy is still here. I do like this vibe, though. For some of you, you might need to cut loose a little bit. Okay, when I see the Queen of Swords and then the 3 Cups, it's like, all right, you either might need to cut loose a little bit or cut back from partying. It depends. All right, let's get one more here. Have fun, but not too much fun. And boom, there it is, the creation, the manifesting that we've been seeing since the Oracle. We have the Magician here. Okay, Virgo, I'm just going to say this. I really like the turn that I'm feeling in this energy from like the last few weeks, because I feel like there's been some bumps in the road for my Virgo readings in recent weeks, but it feels like it's really going to start softening up. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. Yeah, I mean, at first look, first glance, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Now, there is a lot of internal energy here. I always look at the elements first. So we have air with the Queen of Swords, we have water. These are both internal energies. So we have one of the mind, we have one of the heart. So for some of you, there could just be a lot going on the inside. Then we have this magician here, the master of all elements, master manifester. It's a huge card of creation. So this magnetism that I was picking up for you last week could really be parlayed into not just bringing people towards you, but to creating things in general, situations, paths, routes. I'm liking the potential that I feel in this week's reading. So let's go through piece by piece and really start to build it out. Position number 1, the Queen of Swords. So for a portion of you, you might be connected to an air sign. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. If that's not the case, the Queen of Swords is very much no nonsense, and this could be an energy you're stepping into. Remember, when it comes to tarot cards, we can embody any of these energies, right? It really doesn't matter. And when I see the Queen of Swords, it's a straight shooter. This is someone that's like serious about their business, no BS, no games. They're going to tell it to you like it is. In the positive sense, this card could be a strategist, a planner, somebody that's a couple steps ahead. So I usually love this Queen of Swords. Another thing, when we're talking about the challenge of her, she could be a little too serious. This could be someone that's like a little too serious about things, someone who's not really having too much fun or has been going through serious things. Yeah, she does show up when you might be going through serious situations. So we'll really want to take a look at her. In her roughest sense, she can be very cold and detached. Okay, so maybe some of you, there could be something you're detaching from. Well, it really depends. Now, moving to the center, and that's why I said like a portion of you might need to have fun or lighten up a little bit. We have the Three of Cups. Beautiful energy. Now, again, that card gets a bit of a bad rap in tarot. Like a lot of people say, oh, this is a third-party energy, and that absolutely can be true. I'm not coming down on anyone for using that, because all threes could represent multiple people or multiple groups of individuals, but the base energetic level of this card is celebration. It's celebratory. It's happy. It's having a good time. It's partying. In its best form, you're celebrating something with others or celebrating a win in general. So I really do like this at face value. When we get to the challenge of this, again, it can represent some sticky third-party situations, like people, multiple groups of people, whether it's talking about like coworkers and stuff like that. Like there might be too many hands in the pot, if that makes sense, like too many people involved with certain things. And again, since this is a card of cutting loose and partying, this could represent someone that's partying a little too much. But with what it feels like to me with the Queen of Swords into the Three of Cups, for a portion of you, you might need to cut loose a little bit. And I always say that everyone's definition of fun is different. Some people have fun in nature. Some people have fun being in hermit mode, chilling at home and having a quiet night in. I feel like you need to make some time to enjoy yourself when I see these two cards at the beginning. Now, on the back end, we do have the Magician. I already gave you some of the meanings of this. We see the Magician with the infinity symbol over its head, master of all elements, and I love this. This is a card of spirituality, of ritual, of spiritual practice, but again, of creating your own path forward. So I always get extra optimistic whenever I see the Magician in a spread, because to me it's like, okay, your powers of manifesting are cranked up when this is here. So just know, like, things that you visualize and think about and put energy towards, you could probably bring it in here when this Magician is in the mix. Now, just like every single card, there is a challenge with this as well. The Magician is a card of control, similar to the Emperor. So when I see him, either there's somebody you're connected to that might have issues surrounding control, might be overly controlling, might be certain situations where you can't control it. It all really depends. But I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for my beautiful Virgo friends. So what do we got? What is happening? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Queen of Swords. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Virgo, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Queen of Swords time. Why is that Queen here? Okay, being specific, thank you. I like this. I mean, I cannot be angry at this energy because it's softening. We have the Empress, the goddess, the abundance. I mean, this is overflowing good energy. And again, I feel like energetically we're turning a corner in the Virgo readings, because when I see her, I think of blessings and abundance. Now, for some of you, there could be a roadmap or a strategy or a plan to some sort of abundance here, or to me, it's like the future is bright. When we see the Queen of Swords surrounded by these softening types of energies, again, I feel like if you've been having struggles or going through certain situations that have been bugging you, the energy is beginning to soften and get much better. Now, the Empress could be a Libra you're connected to. So again, with the strong air sign connection here in the front, could also be Taurus. It is connected to the planet of Venus. And what do we think of with Venus? Of course, it's love, but we also think of abundance and blessings, similar to this Magician and the creation. So again, for a lot of you, I feel a certain sense of motivation as well, aside from like the strategy and the planning to this outcome. I get that there's a lot of motivation coming from someone's end. Now, whether that's you or somebody else, that all really depends. But again, if we were to just put a blanket term on it, even with the Three of Cups, we still have a lot more to go. This is already a win. This is already energy softening, problems dissipating, and things getting better. So like the future looks pretty bright here already. Again, with the blessings and abundance, I really love it. So we're going to keep moving, okay? Because when I see the Queen of Swords and the Empress, it's like, okay, you took something serious. Now here's your reward. I like it. Let's keep moving over to the Three of Cups. Yeah, again, there's a certain comfort level here, and I like it. So let's go in on that 3, because there's still some more to go. I don't want to say like, hey, this is an amazing reading. It's looking like it might be, but let's see what that 3 of Cups has to say. There's that 3 of Cups here. Thank you. Yeah, another person. So we do have the Queen of Cups in the upright. Beautiful, happiness, nurturing, caring. There's a lot of energy surrounding motherhood, mother figures. This is a very fertile type of energy I'm picking up here within the whole reading itself. Now, we're not just talking about human fertility. I'm talking about fertility of possibilities. Again, when I'm talking about wins and victories and blessings, when I see the 3 of Cups clarified by the Queen of Cups, if you're not connected to a water sign, I mean, keep your eyes, like if you work very closely with a water sign, because this feels a little wishy-washy, but not in a bad way. Again, I feel a softening of the energy coming from this Queen of Swords. So to me, it's like things dissolving, things improving and getting better. It feels more etheric. It doesn't feel as strict, if that makes sense. The Queen of Cups, if it's not an individual, is a card of one's emotional state. It can represent love. Again, nurturing, loving, caring type of energy. The only rough thing with her is that sometimes she can suppress, keep things in and not express them. So there could be someone you're connected to with this alignment where they're trying to drown out their emotions in one way or another. But I feel for the most part, if I'm going with my first intuitive feeling, again, I'm getting multiple times the massive energy of wins, victories, and blessings in different areas of life. Okay. Again, there's emotional fulfillment here in the center. So I like it. I like it. Let's keep moving forward to the Magician, because I want to see what's being created. So far, so good. And again, similar to last week, there's just so many people here, right? Like the group of people with the 3 of Cups. We got the Empress. We got the Queen of Cups. We got the Queen of Swords. There's just so much internal energy, but at the same time, there's so many people. So this feels good. Let's go in on the Magician. Lots of potential here, my friends. Probably one of the better readings I've done for you in quite a while. So what's happening with the Magician? What's being created here? Okay. So we have the 3 of Swords. This is the only little stain on the reading itself. Now, I do feel for some of you, if there is any sort of pain or situation that's lingering or something that you've been holding on to, some of you could be using spiritual means to try to cope with that. If that's not the case, maybe Spirit's suggesting that. When I see the Magician with the 3 of Swords, notice we have a lot of similar themes. We have double queens, we have double 3s. So watch that Spirit might be sending you signs, synchronicities, omens, and stuff like that in this time. Generally, the 3 of Swords is a bit uncomfortable. It doesn't always have to be brokenheartedness. Sometimes it could just be a little anxiety or just something that's clinging. Sometimes it can even be an annoyance. But when I see the Magician with the 3 of Swords, I do see this like purposeful energy moving towards healing. Again, watch your mindset in this time. I feel like for some of you, this could be a little bit of a warning that if there are certain situations, like if you dwell on it too much, the universe might like slingshot more of the same. Okay, whether that's something you've recently dealt with or moving forward. But when I see the Magician and the 3 of Swords, it's like, okay, just know that your powers of creating are extra heightened in this time. And I'm not saying to monitor your thoughts 24/7. To me, it's like, okay, just it is what it is. If it's solved, it's solved. If it's not, it's not. Like, if you dwell on it, the universe will throw back more of the same. Okay. But again, I also feel for some of you, if you're on a healing journey, using spiritual means to help cope with whatever your healing is. It all really depends. But I just want to say, although we have this little stain on the reading itself, the fact that there's so much positivity sweeping throughout this spread really makes me hopeful for the coming days and weeks for you. Like, there's beautiful energy of various different winds for you. I don't feel like this is fully raining on your parade. So let's go through and do a quick recap here. Again, we have a lot of themes: the repeating queens, the strong divine feminine energy, the repeating threes. Like, we have a lot of themes, lots of people again. But position number one, we have the Queen of Swords with the Empress in the upright. Again, I did say I felt like there's a certain strong motivation that a lot of you might have. Like, okay, well, this is the result I want. This is where I'm going. I will not be stopped. And that could be very good. Keeping up that motivation. But again, I feel the energy softening. Like, as we're coming out of this Queen of Swords, all the energy starts to soften and dissipate. So there's a great energy around problem solving. Again, moving into this this Empress, again, I feel blessings and abundance and fertility and possibilities. This is a really fantastic energy. So I feel for a lot of you, certain situations, you might turn the corner, so to speak. Moving to the center, we have the Three of Cups with the Queen of Cups. I do feel for some of you might need to cut loose and have a bit of a good time. Make some time for yourself, however that really comes to play. I did say, like, there might be a person in your circle that's a little wishy-washy, where it's like, I don't know about that person. Their energy is a little wishy-washy, but I don't see any purposeful harm or anything like that. I just feel like it's someone that just goes with the flow a little too much. Or this could represent somebody that's trying to drown out their emotions in one way or another. However, the most enduring energy I see here is of wins and victories in different places, happiness. Moving to the back end, we have the Magician with the Three of Swords in the upright. I did say for some of you, you might be using spiritual means and spiritual techniques to help your healing journey. If that's something you're not doing, Spirit might want you to do so. Whether it's through research or different practices or different spiritual things that you might want to practice, I feel like it's a good thing. Monitor your thoughts loosely, because I feel like for a lot of Virgos in this time, you have a big power of creation with all the magnetism I was picking up last week, the magnetism I'm picking up this week. Just make sure you're not dwelling too much on things that bother you. Like, yeah, you could think about it, you could work on it, you could resolve it, but don't just live there, if that makes sense, because then the universe could serve it back to you. So yeah, please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows for you. So let's get a good shuffle here from my beautiful Virgo friends. Guides, what is happening? And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get your one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going here. What do we got? What do we got? Thank you. King of Cups, aka Kyle of Cups himself, with a tentacle beard in this deck. That's peculiar. So again, more people. Are we shocked? Are we surprised at this point? From the reading last week to the reading this week, we have another individual, the King of Cups. Now, again, I did say since the very beginning, there is a strong internal energy. We even saw it way, way back with this creative, imaginative type of vibe. Then we have all these queens and then this water here in the center. So the King of Cups in the shadows does speak about someone's emotional well-being. This could also represent romantic situations and love in general. And the fact that it is showing up in the shadows, I think your emotional well-being is something that you should not neglect in this time. You know what's good for you, you know what's not. And I feel like in this time, you need to put your happiness on a pedestal. Okay. It's good to do things for others. It's good to help others when necessary, but there's certain times, there's certain seasons where you need to put your well-being in the forefront. And when I see the King of Cups in the shadows, that's what it speaks about. Unless, of course, you're connected to a water sign. That could just be their energy tied to you very strong. But yeah, Virgo, that's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the September subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the September subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of one of my favorite decks of all time, the beautiful Wizard's Tarot. It's gorgeous and it works great. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments Where would you like to go for your dream vacation? What are you manifesting? Let me know. Let's bring it to fruition. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in the community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you again.